God damn. Whoops. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. No, I don't want to learn more. Wait, you must be here. Yes. Yes, good. Very. Hello. This doesn't seem helpful. It kind of does, but not really. Like Lost Jete is a little mid. Fun Sin deck? Well, that's good. Well, Gold Vein pick is kind of cool. You just never, I never searching for it. Okay, Bilbo's ring works too. I just heard the ice cream truck. That's the first time this year I've heard it. June 28th. That was weird. It's kind of late for ice cream, isn't it? It's actually not even that hot out. I thought they didn't survive COVID. Lion Sash is good against graveyard decks, so I like just tutor that up. Like, haha, I got you. But also, it's just lion thing. Ah, yes. The thing that doesn't help me at all. At least we don't ever need Stoneforge Mystic. That's nice. I don't have to, craft that. It's not like these are uncastable. Although it would help with some of the more expensive ones, but I mean it's not that hard to cast them. I wouldn't. I'm not sure if I would recommend Stoneforge. Maybe when there's like a million zillion really good expensive things to put into play, but there kind of isn't. Like you're not playing this. Although you could play this, I don't think I want to. You, the only way you're ever putting it in play and equipping is with Stoneforge Mystic or in some other deck with green or something. That's not same with this one. It's like it's too much. It's just too much meta. If SRAM doesn't play it, you're probably not playing it. People love this thing, and I still don't, but alright, whatever. If ever it exists, I guess this is the place. This works too. Why is this even a rare? This is cool. It's only +2/+2 though. Oh, I guess so. I don't like this, but fine. Maybe I do like it, actually. Hold on. The lines are building in my head. What about this? Not nearly as much target increment. No, I don't think that exists. So how does this read? So you could kind of give this all sorts of things. You could play the... No, well, there's not many, but... Could sort of make this very annoying to deal with. But then you... That's... I don't know. Wait, isn't that Cloud's sword? Well, it's kind of like another one. Oh, come on. Where am I getting it wrong? Ah, I was saying able instead of ibble. Someone got really worked up that I said you shouldn't with land tax. They're like, yeah, you should always miss your land drop so you start to trigger it. And anything that is like on the contrary is ridiculous. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? That's insane. That was an insane take to me. Someone did not like how I criticized the land tax player for skipping their land, and they're like, you should always skip your land, especially on turn 1 or turn 2. Like, what? That is the last play. If you miss one of your first like 3 or 4 land drops in this format, it's lights out. Like that. This isn't EDH, bro. You know, like maybe an EDH, still insane to me. But you have a ton of mana off of lands, outside of lands like Mana Rocks and Soul Ring and all that. Like there's infinite mana any deck that can just have artifact mana. So it's like whatever, but in Historic Brawl, you're not missing your second land drop just so you have a bunch of basics in your hand. Like, that's insane. My opponent lost. They lost. They gave me a free Stone Rain. They cast a 1-mana spell turn 1 that fundamentally did nothing because they didn't use it for a turn. It didn't do anything the turn it entered, and it didn't do anything the turn after. And they didn't, like, you're literally taking away the entire early game so you start to draw basics and never miss your land drop then forward or something. That's absolutely wild. It's just the most insane thing. What am I looking at? What am I doing? Should we run Command Tower? Is there any reason to run... I guess I could play Witch Enchanter? Haven't tuned in a while. Afro looking good? I hope so. I can't see it. I'll have to take your word for it. Inventor's Fair is cool, but it's also like the slowest thing it's the slowest thing of all time. All right. Time to add all the good cards so I don't lose. Chain to the Rocks is good. Esper Sentinel works as well. Ephemerate is kind of awkward. It's actually like really awkward. The reanimate spells for Cloud are probably worth it. If it dies, you get another trigger. You can actually like expect to see it again instead of never seeing it again. The commander is Cloud. I guess. Lay down Spaghetti. Mana Tithe. P-hole. Maybe. You've been playing Zodiark, but it's just worse Sephiron. So is Jekt. Someone's wanted me to play Jekt. I'm reading it like this is just Sephiroth, but like worse in every conceivable way. It's just like worse in every way possible. Let's see. We could run Cloud. That'd be interesting. White Tree Ward 1. Ward 1 is okay. But there has to be like a turn to actually get away with playing it, and I don't really see that happening. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Grisboon is kind of cool. If I'm interested in flying over my opponent's face, I mean creatures. I don't want to fly over their face. The 2-mana reanimate spells are also probably okay. I don't think we're winning a game if we have to cast Cloud a second time. I think the game's over. Or not Tifa. No, I don't recommend running Stoneforge. And yeah, Sigarda's 8 is in here. Yeah, fly over their face and then proceed to just to the ice cream truck. We heard earlier. We're just headed to it. We're not aiming for the truck. uh. Oh, I want to play. I want to play it. Oh, I want to play it. It goes in every white deck. Please. And this. And this. Oh, right. These things exist. I don't hate Palantir. I also sort of don't hate Sculpting Steel. Alright, what costs what and why does it cost that much? Is this an artifact? God. Fingers are too big. Alright, what are we discounting? We're discounting almost nothing at all in our deck with Pearl Medallion. And I guess that's the same for all of them. We could play Herald's Horn. Could name Human. Buster Sword? Well, I mean, I'm not excited about it, but I guess apparently I have to play it, so. Alright, I'm out of cards. No, I'm not playing Denethor. I actually kind of like Archivist. If it's just a turn, I could get it in play somehow. What does this do? Is it artifacts? It is. This starts to fly. Does this matter? Not really. Not really. It's cool though. This is actually like it. You can tap your equipment. Scry 1. Flying in Vigilance. I feel like my opponent might want to kill that if I play it, so works for me. Felia again, kind of awkward. Don't really look at. I'm not trying to flicker my commander and then have it not be sling. So that's weird. Ugh. I don't hate Rune of Sustenance. Lifelink draws a card. It can go in equipment. I'm not really interested in some of that. I don't know. Why do we like this? This isn't a real card. This doesn't exist. This is not a real card. I thought this cost 5. No, it might be a 5 version of it. 5-minute version. Oh, there is. Oh. That's why I thought it cost 5, because it's right here. Wait, what? What's the difference? It's like the same set. Okay. Planar Disruption stops Planeswalkers. It could matter. Well, I know this is from 14. I could give you that much. Why Auras? Well, I mean, they're just good cards. Like, this is just a good card. I'm just playing Heliod's Pilgrim because it's a good card. So these are like... Cloud is from... What are you talking about? This is literally Final Fantasy... Oh, wait. No, this is 7. Whoops. Oh, yeah, no, I don't know a single... I don't know anything about 14. Do we have to play Path of Exile? Because that's, like, kind of not good. I feel like Path of Exile is helping me lose. Surge is fine. I thought you said... I in my head, 14 was 7. In my head when you said it. What are we talking about? Why are we... What is this? What's this Danitha talk? Is there another Danitha? Oh, there is. There is another Danitha. They put an Aura equipment from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield attached to it. Yep, that's fine, I guess. It costs 5, though. It would instantly be the most expensive card in my deck. And it's not putting anything that costs... I don't think I like this. It's just like... It gets the equipment. So that's cool. Oh, okay. Because I can't find other cards to put in, I guess we're just going to try that. I still don't really like Stoneforge Mystic, though. And that's not because I don't own it. Although that certainly doesn't help. Yeah, it's... Yeah, see? It's just 7 twice. So it's actually twice... Oh, wait. It's half as much. Okay, that's not... Who is the deity? Is it Elspeth? Probably. Umbra is the new totem armor, right? They like retconned it. I can't remember. I think that's what that is. Can't go wrong with Disenchant. What? I guess it's a lot of damage, but I'd rather this just be an equipment that's actual damage. I don't see what's going on with that one. Bounty agent. Ooh. What about what's that? Whoop. Like I'm not trying to play tokens. It doesn't. I don't think a couple 2/1 attackers is getting me there. Can you stack that ability on Cloud? Like it just keeps getting more of that ability? Well, you have to cast it, right? You can't. This is ironic. Let's see. It can sack itself, right? So this could technically... It actually has a really high chance of finding an equipment. But it also... I don't know. I mean, it just finds a card. But, like, why isn't this card itself a card? Why am I, like, investing mana to look for something when it could just be the thing I'm looking for? It's not perpetual. It can't sack itself, but it's a historic. Oh no, it's not. It's not a saga. Right, enchantments aren't historic permanents for some reason, unless they're a saga. Alright, we're adding a land. I did it. I guess Buried Ruin. Alright. There it is. Whatever. It works for me. It's actually not bad. Oh boy. What are we crafting? Amonkhet Raceway? Wait, is that land? Nettle Cyst? How does it double itself? What? It does not. It doesn't do that. There's nothing about this that gets doubled with Cloud. Alright, no, that doesn't do anything. No, I don't like Kemba. Alright, we're here with Cloud. It's Stoneforge Mystic, except instead of the crazy thing of putting it into play uncounterable instant speed and irrespective of the mana cost, you just double your equipment trigger if it's equipped to Cloud. So it's, I would probably say you would almost always prefer Stoneforge Mystic in your command zone instead of this, but alright. It's mono white. You can play equipment. It's probably not as good as Cloud, thus by extension, probably not as good as Light Paws. So you play all the equipment worth running. In my opinion, these are kind of the best of the bunch. I think there's maybe one or two that are debatable. Like, what is it? Gold. Gold Vein Pick is weird, but I kind of like the ability to make a bunch of mana with this. If I hit my opponent, the treasure tokens could actually, like, do something. If you cast this a second time, I think the game is over. But so if it dies and you have no way of, like, protecting it or anything like that, I think the game ends immediately. So I'm running all the reanimate spells worth running. Like Jolted Awake. I don't know if I have the 2-mana ones. Okay, I have some of them. I don't know if I have all of them. I'm interested in just recasting this essentially with a card out of my hand for 2 mana because I don't think I'm winning if I cast it for 4. I think the game is just done. There's nice protection equipments, some hexproof, some indestructible, whatnot. I don't even know if I like this, but I ran out of ideas to put in my deck, so I just threw this in here. I'm not a big fan of that card, but whatever. Skrelv and, what's it called? What's the really, where is it? Giver of Runes, there it is. You can't name colorless, so, I mean, you can, but if you do, you're gonna remove all your equipment and stuff, and same with if you name white and you have auras, they all fall off, so that's something to pay attention to. But yeah, that's it. Equipments, you Stoneforge them to hand, and then you hard cast them, and this is somehow still alive, and then you spend mana to put the equipment on it, and it's somehow still alive, and then you swing. So that's pretty cool when it works. And yep, alright. Yeah, you're not copying Nettle Cyst. It doesn't work. You can't. It's not. You're not making a second Nettle Cyst, and if you for some reason made a second token, it would just die. So it wouldn't. It doesn't do anything. Dollmaker's Shop, I guess. Alright, we have Kemba's Outfitter. That means we can keep this hand, right? They exile, so recommission looks kind of lame. Yeah, we can give Nettle Cyst, we can give our commander like +3/+3 on average, maybe sometimes more. Congratulations. We have a cloud that's slightly larger. Raw stats are kind of terrible in a strategy like this. Like, I wouldn't play Colossus Hammer ever, but I would certainly play it over Nettle Cyst. And I'm still not going to play it. Also, I think this game is already over, but I guess I'll keep playing. Well, that's pretty neat. Alright, what do we get here? What do we get? Protection from white. Is that even a thing? It's not on any of these swords, right? No, it's not. Alright. No war and peace. No war and peace for us. I mean, this is just like, what am I supposed to do? Alright, alright, what? There it is. Enjoy. It's in the hand. Holy Steam. No one wants to talk to me on Steam unless I'm streaming, and then suddenly everyone wants to talk. Oh, that's Calyx. So I can play the sword, and then I can pass. Everything I'm doing is just like so. Alright, well, I So reanimating Fenrir is a problem for me. Just because I can't swing now, right? I don't know. Maybe I wanted the protection from green equipment to actually play the game. I don't know. Can I swing? No, I cannot swing. Yes, Calyx is good when your opponent can't deal with it. You were right. Let's see. This is such a joke. This is just a joke. I can't do anything. The game's just over. Oh, this is a complete joke. There's literally no recourse. Can I respin that? No. Oh, okay. I could have swung for the quest. I should have swung with my creatures. Guess I needed the protection from green equipment. I really wanted the protection from bro, this just wouldn't have saved me. Let's be real. Well, this is fine. This is kind of okay. There's not too many scary things I could do turn one. What is this, discard? Yeah, I don't care about that. I think this is the person we just, like, thrashed the other day when they were playing Squall. I think we just no, that person I think had Kaya as a profile picture thing. This doesn't look like that person. Alright, let's go get this thing, because protection from black is probably the most crucial thing ever. So we're gonna do that. What does that do? Alright, that is an exile effect. It's not a destroy. Would have much preferred they just destroyed it. But they didn't. So now we have to play slow game. What's the equip on this, too? This only reanimates creatures. Oh, it's permanence, so I guess I can get lands. I can't say neither of us care about that, really. Do I? No, I mean, there's no other play. There's no other play. This is what I'm doing. Let's get... we can get the Buster Sword. I'm going to hit someone with it. It's going to happen. Alright, well, the exile effects are just a joke. If it wasn't for the exile effects, we're kind of just fine, but... Stupid exile. Exile, 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 exile. This is the most I've ever seen Squall, but that's because Squall normally can't play the game. I kind of wanted to Swords it, but that's like not playing my commander. Alright, well like I said, once it costs 4, the game is done, and my opponent had the perfect answers. The destroy effects didn't work, so... Yeah. My opponent could have played no creatures, and that game is still over. So, no one get it in their head that Squall is playable. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Squall is good when it's up against Pauper decks. Clive. I have not seen Clive before. Not that I'm aware of. I don't think I've seen it. Alright. Buster Sword. Fight me. What? Just target the dog. Oh, opponent. Making us click. So... I have literally no recourse. Oh wait, it's not entering anyways, it doesn't matter. It's not... I can't enter and equip in the same turn, it doesn't matter. Medallion, alright, sure. Apparently nothing? Wow. Alright, well, did we do it, chat? Is my opponent getting the old pokety-wokety? Hey, we hit someone. We hit someone with a Buster Sword, look at that. Nice. Can't say I want to cast those. Alright. Okay, 6-4. Surely there is no card in the game that deals with this. And then my opponent stabilizes because I have no recourse. Surely that's not viable. Okay. And they had it. Of course they did. Why not? Yep. Answer, 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 answer. Let's grab protection from red now, which some people would argue I should have done the first time, but I didn't. Because I really wanted to hit someone with the Buster Sword. But I guess that's out of our system now, isn't it? I can't tap out. So, here. Alright, surely they're out of red removal, right? No more red removal. Literally doesn't exist. Squall can get 2 lands. Yeah, you're right. It's like a Primeval Titan. Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. Yeah, that's not what I expected. That's a little bit more normal. Do I kill this token? Enters, you may discard your hand, draw that many. I think I should. I think I genuinely should. So let's do that. Giver of Runes is not necessary. Yeah, I want to kill this treasure generator for sure. And I have protection from red, so I think we're beyond the point of caring about my opponent's cards. Again, I could have got the sword first, but I just didn't. Alright, 2-turn clock. Look at it. Look at it, chat. Oh, it's almost a 1-turn clock because of the double sword trigger. Nice. Love it. Sure, we'll cast Solitude. Maybe this is completely wrong, but it's too late. I want my free cards. Alright, punt is over it. So, wait a minute. Hold on. What does this actually do? I didn't read it. Enters, discard your hand, draw the cards equal to your devotion to spaghetti. Okay, so dealing with that card does matter, because devotion is quite relevant with this. And there's no way it's flipping in the same turn. I don't think there's a single card they could play next turn that saves them other than, like, Platinum Angel, which would work. I don't know. Casting Solitude for free felt good, but it was probably not right. But I did it. Cool. Well, we beat Mono Red that had multiple answers to my stuff. Not too bad, I say. Not too bad. If that happens again, we're just going for a protection from red. We're not gonna get the Buster Sword in that scenario again. Alright, protection from green. Cool. At least our cards will live, right? Loot doesn't interact. That's not what it's about. Alright, well I could also just draw it and now have not really anything good to hit here. Hexproof from monocolored is interesting. I mean, let's get the Gold Vein pick. I'm actually kind of on this. The mana it creates is kind of significant in my opinion. Can't do anything this turn, right? No, just literally can't do anything. It's 5. Alright, no. Well, loot ordinarily is not... It's no Azusa, but when your opponent doesn't interact with it, I guess it's just Azusa. We get to see everyone just do what they want. Everyone just gets to do what they want, including blow up all my equipment. So there's no card that beats this, unless I randomly find it, which it's not likely. But it's possible. Let's see, did we do it? No, and no, and yes, we did it, chat. We did it. We found the answer. The game continues. Can play 2 lands. Can play SRAM. Not really looking to leave up Minotaur. I don't like the Lost Jitte at all, but you know, you do you. I do not like the Lost Jitte. I would not play that one. Let's play land. Let's play this. Put that here. Swingies. We did it. We answered the endless infinite naturalizes, and we won. But if we didn't, we would have lost. That's for sure. Alright, cool. We did it. Get stone forged. Okay, well, I'm taking out the Danitha. It's not doing anything at all. No surprise there. What else is not fundamentally doing anything? Probably want to shave 1 or 2 equipment. Maybe even 3 or 4 equipment, as it's not realistic to get to most of them. Leyline Axe entering for free. Still has an equip cost of 3. I guess it's fine, though. It's winning because protection is busted, that's why. Yeah, this hasn't done anything. I actually forgot it was even in here. I forgot Jitte was even in here. Whoops. I guess 2 of these is weird, but I'm never searching for one, so naturally drawing one is whatever. But I don't know if hexproof matter. Like, does this matter? Not really. Haste is... These might not actually matter. I would almost prefer them to be a reanimate spell or a protection spell or a bounce spell or ephemerate or removal. I don't think I care. We're already tutoring for protection. Why would I tutor for hexproof? And I don't care about haste. Leather armor still a solid 1 drop. Could play it turn 1 and then just move it over immediately. And ward 1 is annoying early. It's annoying in the early turns, but it gets pretty lame pretty quick. Yeah, Helm of the Host is also just like, what are we doing? Take that out. What about this? I like this, but it's not a tutor target. I just have to naturally draw it. I really think, unless I'm tutoring for a specific... Wait, what about this? This is the can't be blocked, equipment and draw card. I like that one. Bilbo's Ring's pretty solid. The card draw is nice. It's definitely, like, slow, though. Alright, more removal. More removal. Oh, that's not how you spell removal. We beat an Arboreal Grazer. That's definitely notable. Is there, like, no... unwanted meme... I was gonna call it meme make. Not on purpose. Unwanted remake is okay. I'm not super excited about Bounty Agent, though. That's kind of out there. Bovine Intervention is okay as well. We really don't care about the Ox. The Ox can block if I have protection from, like, red, and they don't have a white creature, and now they do. That would be rather annoying. Disenchant is okay. Fateful is alright. I don't like the clue token, but... Orum's Chant is okay. Sort of. It's kind of awkward to silence your opponent. It's kind of awkward. Like, if they have removal, they're going to cast it anyways. They'll just cast it on your turn, and then you didn't actually do anything except lose a card for no reason. And if you cast it and they cast a removal spell in response, you really didn't do anything, especially leaving up interaction. I don't think I like those. Split up is okay, I think. Maybe not. Yeah, Disenchant's alright. I'm still convinced Path of Exile is just a really bad idea. Well, whatever. It acts as a protection spell in a sense, so it's not like... You can just keep it exiled as long as you want. Exile a creature, and then it gains at the beginning of your upkeep. If it's exiled, it just... That's kind of funny. That's weird. Static Prison's okay. Nobody keeps their commander under this for 2 turns, so it is like a 1-minute answer to commanders. Nobody lets this time out. We could play Aether Hub for an extra energy randomly. I think we're in the sweat department. How do you search for energy? Whatever, who cares? Just find it. Yeah, Aether Hub. Aether Hub for that specific scenario is fine. Condemn is cool. You don't normally get to play Condemn. Ephemerate is weird, because I don't want to lose... There's a lot of times where ephemerating a second time is not useful. Right? It's like, what have I done kind of scenario. I think I'm willing to try it, but like there's a lot of times where I just don't want to do the rebound on it, because I don't want Cloud to have summoning sickness. But sometimes you do, and it's still better than Cloud Shift, because it happens once at the same time, but you have the option to do it a second time if you want. But I think there's a lot of times where I don't want to do it a second time. You know what commander I haven't seen? Is Lam. No one's playing Lam. I don't know what's going on. I feel like it just fell off really quickly for some reason, even though I think it's like really good. Alright, we have one of the best cards in our deck, so we're keeping it. We're against Genova, which I've only seen once. And I can't remember what it did. I think it just did green stuff, and then the commander didn't matter. No secrets here. Alright, love to see that. That's not really doing anything. I mean, it gets rid of my fight, but I don't have a curve where fight would have mattered. Okay, I found another one anyways. We get the Black Sword. Let's triple check this. Yep. The Black Sword is, in my opinion, better than the green one here. Alright, I could go for it. I do not lose the game if it doesn't work, but I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. You can't convince me to make a move. I'm just gonna wait. Hardened Scales. Sure. Now... No, there's no reason. It's not like I'm spending my mana next turn in a different way, so I'm just gonna swing again. Oh. Chat, I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Look at me go. Look at me go. Path of Exile, not necessary, and neither is that. Can I cast them for free? Without paying its mana cost? Okay, yeah, we'll just scry. I don't think I'm gonna cast Path of Exile. 2 exile. That's not an edict. Oh, Shrieker, wow. It can block. Let's not let it block. Wait, what? Huh? Get wrecked. Oh, that's great. Yeah, Sigarda's Aid. Literally the best card in my deck. Yep, there's no reason to play into removal and then instantly lose. So we might as well pass the turn and wait till we have a protection spell. And I'm not really using my mana on like that turn cycle, but I don't care because I'm only using it once anyways, and it's just on this, so I can just float it all, it doesn't matter. And we have an extra land in play to keep our commander alive, and then win. Cool. Things are happening. Look at that. There is an argument that I probably want to take out even more equipment, and I might end up doing that. We'll see. Yeah, the energy search is definitely odd. I've done it a few times. I just can never remember. Their search function is almost as bad as Hearthstone's, and Hearthstone is really bad. Bloop. It's probably better than Hearthstone's, though, in all fairness. Alright, Giver of Runes. Oh no, they have Stern Scolding? What is this? Looks like Stern Scolding. What else could it be? Subtlety? No, it's not Subtlety. Yeah, it looks like Stern Scolding, so I don't have Cavern of Souls. Oh, nice Stern Scolding. It's a shame if I were to top deck the only out to it. Alright, so there could be a removal spell. Oh yeah, it could be Strix. It could be Strix Swan Song thing as well. You're right. But now they're stuck to removal instead. Okay, that's not really what I meant, but sure. That's not a permanent answer to anything at all. Let's get this one. Let's get rid of land? Could get rid of Sheltered by Ghosts. It does feel kind of, like, pointless. No, that's not true at all. Alright, Forge Anew looks like it's not doing anything, so... Well, they wouldn't bounce that without a removal spell, I would imagine. Otherwise, that would be very weird. Alright, that is not a removal spell, so maybe some sort of tempo game going on here. We can get rid of a land. I like the rest of my hand, I would argue. There is no reason to play stuff, so... Lightning Bolt? Nope. Unsummon? What do you do? Oh, it's still Stern Scolding? It is Stern Scolding. Oh, chat. Oh, I'm so smart. I'm so smart. It's not a human, by the way. So we play this. And then we swing. And I'm not sure what exactly I'm hoping for. Alright, that's fine, I guess. There is a lot of reasons to recommission that Giver of Runes. There are a lot of reasons. I'm still just gonna cast the sword. I mean, we're playing the game. Things are happening. The game is being played. Psychic Frog. All right, we surprisingly don't care. World first. Okay, game. Please tap that for the love of Christmas. Yeah, we swing before we do anything else here. Alright, reanimating Giver Runes is definitely looking less appealing. Don't want that. Don't need that. Okay, we were about to draw really bad, so that worked out. I kind of care about this, but, like, I also don't care about this. Let's just recommission... Alright. No. Nope. You cannot convince me to play anything. It's not happening. Can't do it. Sure. The One Ring can save them at 8. Could be hard though, but it's possible. Fury. Oh, love to see that. Love to see that. They could have waited a turn. I don't know why they didn't just wait a turn. They could have just waited to see if there was a better card to exile or something. Swords is good. It's not, like, breaking the bank. I could exile the One Ring, and maybe that's worth it. It probably is. It seems like the scariest thing in play, and it's definitely a way my opponent can get out of this. So let's go ahead and do that, I guess. And I'm not leaving up anything, so we might as well recommission. Yeah, might as well. I just don't have any protection spells or anything. They can swing and hit me with the Psychic Frog, which I would argue is probably better than casting Kroxa. Yep, opponent doesn't even hesitate. Because they do not have what they need in hand, so they have to find it. Alright, they drew a land. And my opponent found it, because of course they did. Excellent. So, yep, this has to go back here. Alright, well, this is where things start to fall apart extremely quickly. I don't know what even is a good hit here. I guess leather armor, just to give my opponent some kind of slight headache in some form or fashion, I don't know. I need to hit my opponent, I think, maybe one more time to win the game. Alright, we untapped with our commander. That's a huge sign. I cannot use that, so... Oh, come on, don't have an edict. Alright. Yeah, that works. But I did hit my command. I did hit my opponent, so I kind of got what I wanted. And pass, yeah. I think I just needed some more damage for the One Ring to close the game out. I think we win from here, unless they have something nuts. Because the One Ring will kill my opponent before they get to close the game out. Yep. Yeah, it's too late. They can stabilize, they can kill Cloud, but unless they deal with the One Ring, they're just going to lose. I think the next chunk of damage was important to do that. They could have targeted my commander with Otawara because it's a colorless source. But I have Ward 1. Oh, right, Ward 1. They can't target it. Yeah, okay, so they can't actually target it. They were tapped out, I'm pretty sure. Look at that. Leather armor actually did something. It actually did something. It was the right hit. Look at that. I am wise beyond my years. This couldn't target Cloud, and then they took 2 damage, and I genuinely think 2 damage is a make or break at this point with the One Ring, so... Sweet. We did it. We did it. We're out here just straight wrecking people. Alright, what else sucks? I can't take out the Buster Sword, but I would take out the Buster Sword. Alright, I don't like Kite Sail anymore. Kind of don't like Griff Spoon either, honestly. What about this? No, this is fine. That's fine. No, I just don't really care to get flying. That's not super impactful in my opinion. Oh, Gideon would be cool. I thought there was a Vigilance enabler that was actually interesting. Well, I guess not. Oh. Yeah. I like that. I think I want this. Crumb and Get It is fine, I think. I don't know about the Watchdog. Zach is already kind of like suspect. What would I take out for Crumb and Get It? I don't think I want Griff Spoon. Kind of over that. Flying is not... That's not gonna matter. Oh yeah, Celestial Armor is in here. This is Flash, right? Yeah. I guess these can stay. They're still kind of like lame. Some matchups, maybe Maul is right to just get and then start swinging with Maul. Forge a new equipment for your graveyard of the battlefield during your turn. During your turn, you may equip abilities at instant speed. It's okay. It's okay. I think Maul of the Skyclaves is actually kind of lame. Yeah, it's just not. It's lame. I'm never, like, equipping it after the first time. Like, ever. And it's not even, like, option number 5 in terms of what I'm grabbing with my Stoneforge trigger. Okay, seen this before. Sure. Maybe I should have mulliganed for something that let me actually do stuff. I'm just going to put this on Axe because I need to play cards. I'm just going to put this here. That's fine with me. I don't even think this is worth killing, and it's just fine. Everything is fine. I can survive, probably, if my commander dies. Let's see. I could just do this, actually. This is probably slightly better, because they're not going to block it, and this just continuously being a thing is... it could be very useful, so... Like, look at that, yeah. I mean, I'm just going to do that until they do something about it. Whenever this enters, and whenever it deals combat damage... Okay. Well, my opponent had probably, like, the best card ever for that. That was kind of insane. I'm going to swing still. I can sort of permanently deal with my opponent's commander. So that's ideal. And pass. I think I have to path this. There's no dealing with that. Who needs Cloud? Who needs Cloud, chat? Oh, man. Nice. Look at that. Get controlled. You fool. You mono-red fool. I don't think... no, I've played against that commander before. I've actually played against both of those cards as a commander. The one that could still attack was going to be problematic for sure. Someone scooped to Path of Exile. Does that mean it's good again? Chat, is Path good again? Are we back? Are we back? Alright, so there goes any idea of protection. But at least I can cast cards, so I guess I will. Alright, Aragorn. Just take it slow. No need to be toxic. Okay, Deck. What are we doing with all... What's going on here? What are you doing? I guess I'm getting the other one, and we're just getting the Triforce? I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so we have this. What do you mean? Path was literally 1 minute door to nothingness. I targeted my opponent's creature and they were just over it. They did not get a Surveil land, which makes sense. Aragorn does not ever want to play tap lands, so that they're probably not running them. Which I would argue is correct. Alright, so I could deal with this. Could deal with that. I don't know if I'm supposed to. Of all of these, I think the green one is the safest bet to put in play. So I will. And there's no way on earth they're blocking. So I'm just going to swing. Oh, alright, sure. No Aragorn for you! No Aragorn for you. Haha. What is the option here? Giver, alright, sure. Do we think they're gonna use Giver to, like, do stuff? Alright. I guess it's a good thing I didn't go for ossification first. So I guess I'll take it. I think they have to play Aragorn, and if they're not, we're winning that exchange? Okay, they didn't. Am I flickering this? I have no idea why I would do that, so I guess I'm not. Okay, attempt number 55. Let's go. Why does Aragorn suddenly have infinite interaction? What is going on? Oh. Not upset about that one. Do I... Well, I can only do one thing, so... Looks like there's a counterspell, because of course there is. And they have immediately the ability to play around Manataya. Fascinating. Let's get leather armor so I can actually do something. And Meditithe not looking super useful. Okay, well, I'm sure you're out of interaction, because that's how Magic is played, right? Technically not interaction, but still a nightmare to see. They didn't swing, they could have swung. Oh no, I have protection, chat, never mind. Okay, Heliod's punishment stops Aragorn, but it doesn't stop the One Ring. I think I will now leave up Manatithe, because the equip cost is kind of steep, and casting Manatithe is probably... Actually, that's not true at all. I lied. That is just a bold-faced lie. So we have blue, we have everything but white. Also, this is an Aragorn deck playing Path of Exile. They have not played a two-colored card yet. Which this deck is full of. Lay down arms. I'm not gonna put the blue-black sword into play. Chat, we are never gonna hit this opponent, are we? Sure. Oh, I guess we're just literally never going to hit this opponent, ever. Yep. Just repeating the perfect answer. Alright. And again, Manatithe, 1 mana too shy of doing anything relevant. So, it's probably game now. Ward triggers twice. Unbelievable. Oh, thank you, digital platform, for reminding me of my double triggers. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodly goodness. Ward triggers twice. Also, tapping Mox doesn't do anything. Why would it? It doesn't matter. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Double. Get Schmieded. Get totally Schmieded, Aragorn, with your perfect answers around all my protection. Get Schmieded. I love it. Oh, man. It triggers twice. That game was probably lights out if it didn't. Unbelievable. That is insane. I don't have any good cards in my hand, so... Alright, these are better. That's okay. This enters tapped all the time, right? Yeah, kind of sad. What does this do? First strike, when our opponent draws a card... I think I will Swords this. I think I'll Swords that. And we can afford to play our commander twice. But we don't have to. It's not like I mean, I have something else I can do. This is fine. I could just do this for now. And probably be not, like, super upset. Alright, looks like it kind of worked out. So, blue-red, I think is slightly better than the red-green one for a red deck. I mean, it's sort of Fire and Ice has been historically just really good. No burn spell. Alright. Love to see it. Okay. I have seen Tibalt probably once, and that was 10,000 years ago. It drafted the perfect answer as well. Hexproof for monocolored, well, I don't need that with sword, so... Unfortunately, I can't cast the sword and have it do anything. Let's not let my opponent get the stuff that they need. This is probably slightly better than just leaving this up. So I'm okay with it. It's, I don't know, it's probably a matter of taste, what you want to have happen. Opponent did not use this. They could have actually flashed it back and killed my commander. They chose not to. Okay, well, I guess you don't need to when you always just finally answer off your thing. Lava Spur boots? I mean, I guess. Doesn't that cost 1 to equip? I don't think the second equipment... Actually, well, we know leather armor has more text than I've been giving it credit for, so... Okay. I think this sword is probably lights out here. We'll see. I don't even care about them getting Tybalt back anymore, so. And we pass. I'm not going to Heliod's Punishment 1-1. That would be weird. Dragon Typhoon. Okay, whenever you cast a dragon or non-creature spell, draft dragons. Alright, so the dragons are all red, I'm pretty sure. No, they're not all exclusively red. I really would like to trigger my commander repeatedly, so I'm going to do that and go face. I'm just gonna ignore the red planeswalkers, which I don't think are doing that much for the opponent. Oh, hey, we actually drew Aether Hub. That's funny. Let's yeah, we're just harassing the face. I mean, we're trying to kill them. That's all we're trying to do. I don't care about what they have going on. It's up to my opponent to do something about this, not me. Are there any I win the game dragons? No. Looks like we got there. It's almost impossible to deal 21 damage from this point, and they can't put anything in play that matters, so... They actually could have made a token of this and dealt 8 damage there. Yep. It's a bunch of dirtling, none of it matters. They just can't interact with this, and the game is over. So, cool. We actually had a lot of mana this game. You could argue the red-green sword is slightly better because it lets me play lands, but I don't really know what I'm doing with those lands. I think just drawing... I don't know. I think the red and green or the blue or red, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I think both are okay. They're both just really good. The shocks can be useful. I wouldn't say they were really that useful here, but I think they actually did cut the clock by a single turn. So that probably would matter. Alright, yeah, the fact that I shaved a turn off makes the blue-red one slightly better here. Okay. Okay, I would probably argue Lava Spur Boots is better than something that's in here. We actually got this to do something. Sword of the Realms actually did something. Buster Sword's still looking kind of lame. Dragonfire Blade also not really that exciting. Haven't found a spot for it. Let's, equip cost is kind of nuts as well. Yeah, we'll try the... What else has a ward? What else gives ward? Roaming Throne technically works. Oh wait, no it doesn't. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, it actually does. It just... Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. This is okay. Ward 2 is interesting, right? I mean... But there is the issue that this costs too much mana, and the equip is probably way too much. Alright, we'll just not overthink it. So far, the white removal has been the worst thing ever to see. We can't get rid of it. We can't get away from it. Opponent, you just clicked keep. You just clicked keep. There you go. Alright. Well, that gives us some hedge against certain cards. Let's see if we have hedge against the rest of it. Turn 1 swords. Just the best card for my opponent to have. Could do protection from blue. Doesn't really feel exciting. But honestly, most of my hits are not exciting. So let's just take Buster Sword. Call it a day. So far, no one has been tripped up about the double ward trigger. No one has been juked yet. But they cannot kill this with a 2-mana card next turn. Or a 1-mana card next turn. Opponent Bin's Farewell. I feel like I'm always keeping this. Expecting the game to get to that point. We did it. They had the best card in their deck too. Get wrecked. They had the best card in their deck, too. We did it. Oh. Of course they had the best card in their deck, too, right? Oh, that's so funny. Oh, man. Everything I said would happen happened. Oops. Oh man. Oh man. I'm calling the shot. I'm doing so many called shots today, chat. I'm doing so many called shots with Cloud. Cloud is the called shot commander. Or maybe I've just played too much Historic Brawl and I can see the future. Jeez. Oh man. Yeah, enjoy your 1-minute hyper efficient removal spell. Hey, it's Vivi. I haven't actually played against Vivi yet. Well, we have the perfect equipment for it, but that doesn't mean I'll ever get it to happen. So far, the Warden hasn't done anything, which is a bit tragic. You have to tap how many? 3 or more? Okay, so playing the equipment turn 1 accomplishes nothing. I mean, Mox accomplishes nothing. I think I'm always casting my commander, because there's no mana drain, so I might as well. And I will probably not Path of Exile my commander. Alright, so they had a counterspell anyways. They also had some other kind of interaction, I don't know what it was though. Pathing Vivi seems like the dumbest thing in the universe. But Vivi's a stupid card if you let him have it. But pathing it seems completely pointless and useless. Yeah, I think this is play versus draw. That's all this is. Play versus draw. My opponent drew. I didn't. I lose. That's it. I don't think anything else mattered. Vivi doesn't play too many counter spells, to be fair. But that might not matter. Sure? Wait, this is okay, isn't it? This is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Wait, I can't actually use this. Alright. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen Vivi play. I don't really know what's up with that, but sure. That's really weird. I don't really get it. Still think I have to deal with Vivi if I want the game to keep going. They could have a dive down or something, and they probably do, but I mean, I have to try. Okay. Also a bit odd. We're gonna commit the recommission now. Okay, I guess I'm not committing the recommission. I love the mono interaction from this Vivi player. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but I can't do anything about it, so. Do I replay the ring? Feels kind of fine to just replay it. Sure, why not? It's not like it's really doing anything, so. Well, they're down 2 cards, chat. They've only had interaction. Literally nothing that cares about Vivi. It's been mono interaction. Skrelv is interesting. Sort of. I mean, it's better than not Skrelv, I guess. Still nothing to recommission. Can tap my stuff. I can't block anyways, so I guess I'm just gonna do this. Okay, well, I'm certainly glad I did it now, because that was not a good draw. This is the weirdest Vivi deck I have ever seen. None of this is like... It's like cards you own with Vivi. The basic lands definitely really hit that idea home as well. Okay, sure. Lava Spur Boots, not really that exciting. Guess I'm casting it anyways. Can't imagine they care about that, though. I'm not going to swing with the Warden. Swords is interesting. Kind of. Kind of interesting. I'm definitely tapping the Skrelv here, because I don't need it. Yeah, I don't need it. I'm not going to tap the Warden. I just don't need the Skrelv. Manatithe, yeah, that's not a real card here. Might have to just straight up Swords of Plowshares VV. But we'll see. They can't swing with the Tidebinder. Yeah, the fact that it can't attack is maybe okay. I'm so not interested in dealing with Malcolm. Which is not interested. I might end up having to do that because I'm at 11, but currently I'm not. There are spells that just completely blow me out of the water. Like, just end the game on the spot. What it could have. There's nothing has mattered with Vivi so far, I'll say that. There's no, like, heavy Vivi mattering thing that has happened yet. Alright, so we have Ward 4, technically. Ward 4. How many counters does this need to fly? Oh, well, we did it. Okay. So we've taken care of the flying threat, I guess. Hold on, I have to actually read this. Whenever it attacks alone, you draw a card. Do I attack alone or do I swing for 7? Attacking alone draws a card. I feel like my average draw is not great, and I would rather apply pressure that could kill my opponent. So I'm just gonna do that. It's close to legal here, but my opponent's also close to legal. I don't know why they're manually tapping. I don't see the... I don't understand why they're doing that. Well, you can just cast it. There has to be some kind of really, really cheap interaction here. I just don't know what it is. There are no attacks. Oh, okay. Apparently there are attacks. I didn't think there were. Let's block Ragavan? No, I want to block this. Take 6. I think I'm out of my mind if I try to respond. Opponent gets Open the Armory. I can't imagine that does anything for them. But that would have been a good draw for us. Although, I think there's a counterspell still, so it's just not super realistic. Opponent is facing down lethal, so they have to do something now. There are still, like, game-ending spells. Eaten by piranhas, sure. Can very easily die here. It's looking like I might actually die here. They had the sword. They have the swords covered, so it's not doing anything. I can swords my own card. Not sure when I'm supposed to do that. It would remove lethal, though. Alright. Do you have a third instant, is the question. Yep, there's one. They need another instant speed card. And apparently they don't have it right now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I can't draw with the Bilbo's Ring. I'll lose the game. That doesn't accomplish anything. And I cannot tap more to have more lethal. Oh, wait a minute. They're not dead. They're not dead. Oh. They're not dead. It's one off. Alright. There are no lines that do anything to change. There's no line to kill. That's tragic. Yeah, there's no lethal lines. Alright, I got nothing. I mean, I can gain 5, but that's just not gonna... Like, I can't swords my own card and still win. I'm just dead. Really close game. Yeah, I mean, this was not a normal VV list, though. It was a ton of extremely weird cards. Like, just a ton of weird stuff. But we just didn't quite get there. Just one off. There's... I mean, they could have had an instant or something, but I don't know why they wouldn't just simply cast it and kill me. Gaining 5, I'm still dead to the attack. This doesn't do anything. Yeah. Yep, we just didn't get there. Super close game. Well, if ever a VV matchup was going to be interesting, I guess that's what it looks like. Suppose that's what it looks like. Alright, we're up against someone with the word sweat in their name, and they're playing Ketramos. I don't know why it thinks I can beat Ketramos. I feel like that's just a waste of my time. I'm not even going to bother. Could have the best hand possible. It's a complete and utter waste of my time. Don't know why it's putting me against Ketramos. That's insane. That is like a 10% win rate matchup, probably. One would argue. Probably win 1 out of every 10 games against Ketramos. And that's probably with the best hand. I did have Sigarda's Aid, and I still don't think it's good enough. I think there's just like no line that I win against it. As much as I utterly detest conceding, I'm not going to waste my time. Well, Mono White's a nightmare, and it looks like my opponent, yet again, has the perfect white answer for my commander. Let's see. I took out my really interesting card, the Hexproof from Monocolored, but to be honest, I'm not really sure if that would even do anything anyways. I feel like it kind of just wouldn't. They also didn't actually have the perfect answer. I was kind of expecting it. They didn't do anything on turn 2, which in Heliod is very strange. You usually almost always have just, like, anything. Might as well cast Heliod now, alright. I don't really have great lines here. Does that help? Not really. Not really. Oh boy. So I could have cast the Aether Spark, but that feels really weird. Feels really weird to do that. Suppose I'm gonna crumb my commander and block. Which feels ugly. But everything here feels kind of ugly. A Johnny? What do you... What do you... What? What? Oh! Chat, no! No, chat, no. Okay, it's fine. It wasn't doing anything anyways. The spell wasn't doing anything anyways. Except letting me cast Solitude. So it was in fact doing stuff. I was supposed to block first. I got beat by a Pauper card. Oh my god. I just Okay, alright. Okay. I said the spell wasn't doing anything for Copium. We're cooked. I got poppered. Oh, I got poppered, chat. The Pauper powerhouse. The sleeper agent that no one was expecting. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The blowout of the century. Alright. Just gonna have to edit that one out real quick. Just cut that out of the bod real quick. Lost to a card that the card is so non-existent I couldn't even comprehend it had text. They played a 2-mana 2/2 with lifelink. Oh no, it was a 1-mana 1/1 with lifelink. Doesn't exist in my brain. Literally just not a real card, and I didn't even see it. In fact, I don't know what I lost to. It's not a real card. I don't even know what happened. I just took damage. I didn't see what was dealing damage to me. Alright, so I have removal in the form of anti-removal for days for mono black, but I have to like actually cast it and have it matter. Alright, that's not a good sign. Alright. Bitter Blossom in Davriel? What are you doing? What game are you playing over there? Well, there is only one option, and there is nothing to think about. Well, at least this is a Davriel turn, which is huge, especially if they minus. It's like rather spine-snapping. They didn't minus? The lack of respect is so serious. The lack of respect is out of this world from this Davriel player. Out of this world. Alright, well, they got the best deal. Exile cards from your hand. Oh, okay, not the best deal. Not the best deal, but they got the best good side, I should say. What did they get rid of? Removal and Cling. Alright, not the best deal. So, we have the ability to kill Davriel, but I don't know if I should. Actually, all my options are kind of weird. I think I just have to cast this and pass. I think that's just, like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. This opponent might just be so used to Tifa that they know exactly what I'm trying to do here. Alright, surely Davriel doesn't give my opponents the best thing ever twice. That would be a little toxic. Draw 3 and lose 6. Alright, so losing 6 is actually relevant. So most of the time I would say it probably isn't, but here I would say it probably is. None of that matters. None of that matters. They steal my Witch Enchanter. Okay. Sure. I unfortunately have to respond to this, which is abysmal, but it is what it is. Can we not have removal on top of everything else as well, please? That would be great. If we also didn't have removal on top of everything else we did. Oh, silly me. Of course we do. Why wouldn't we? Lava Spur boots. Do I actually cast leather armor? Let's see. If I cast it and I put it on, that doesn't save me from anything at all, so it doesn't work. If they don't have a land, I guess it would work. But they did have the land, so it would not have worked. Excellent. Alright, so we've had the perfect discount, the perfect draw 3. What's next? What is next? Draw 3 again, excellent. And Cloud gets +1/+1, alright. Davriel doing the ultimate thing for the opponent over there. I could Solitude the white blocker. Kind of awkward to do that. Kind of awkward. Probably should, though. One would argue. Get rid of Surge. Vigilance has no merit here. Vigilance has no fundamental merit. Okay. Gotta get rid of the blocker. I can kill Davriel, which is probably something I have to do. But Bitter Blossom does kill them. But Davriel can offset it by getting the gain 3 or gain life upon attacking and stuff, so. Drawing cards, I mean. Oh, wait, we had Vigilance anyways, chat. I'm dumb. Yeah, this is kind of sad, but, like, Davriel can actually win the game. I don't want it to win the game. Kind of a sad attack. But, I don't know. I feel like that's my best bet. The fact that I've even recovered from a removal spell is already kind of nuts, so. Bitter Blossom is still, like, ridiculously hilarious to me. Alright, this... Yet again, another perfect answer from my commander. Of course. Oh, chat. I forgot about my Sword of the Realms. I'm an idiot. I'm dumb. I'm stupid. Forgot about my cloud, putting it back to my hand card. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to matter at all, because there's just more removal. Doesn't look like it's going to matter at all. None of this matters, right? Literally none of this matters, so I guess I'll take the weird slow thing that doesn't really have any text. Yeah, they could just tutor for another answer, so like putting this back in play isn't actually going to do anything. Still just dead. Cool, my opponent's playing Shieldred. You got it. That doesn't... Why are people playing such weird things? What is happening today? Why is it pitting me against, like, Shieldreds and Malcolm VVs? What is going on? Why are people playing these cards? What are you doing? Alright, I mean, I'll take it. I will gladly play against the Shieldred Davriel deck, by all means, with Massacre Girl and Bitterblood. Actually, every card my opponent played was extremely unorthodox. Very strange pile of cards. It's like cards you like instead of the cards that are good. But you know what? That's what it's really all about, right? That's what it's truly about. We should hope for more of that. Maybe my deck weight is just so low that like it's pitting me against like jank, even though the commanders are still like really scary. It's just like the jank decks, the jank lists. This is okay. It's okay. It has an answer to basically all the 1-mana cards that win the game. That is not one of them. Okay. Love to see that. Maybe. Okay. Solitude. Green. No Solitude. Okay. Alright, alright. Yep, that's a legal play. Let's, whoop. Ah, Flare. I see. That's what it was. Okay. Whoa, that's deep. That is a Judge's Familiar, okay. It does have text. Let's... Was that one of the best cards I could have drawn? No. No, it's not. Okay, never mind, I lied. That is a good card, though. We swing with these two. We're losing this race, which I don't like. We're losing it pretty significantly, actually. Yeah, we're losing this race really quick, so... No, wait, this wasn't great. Why am I excited about this? This isn't doing anything. Can use it to scry, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, I'm just losing super fast here. Suppose I'll make the equip cost 1, although I'm spending mana here to do that. That seems like counterproductive. Guess I just won't. I believe I keep the tokens. Yeah, I actually get away with this. So let's swing here, here, and here. They have to block with the... They have to block it, so... Losing birds is significant. I could have, like, not done it like that. Could have done it in a different way. I don't want that. Yeah, I could have forced them to not be able to block with like this, but I don't know. We get birds out of the way, and every time my opponent doesn't swing with a bird, I feel like I'm like blocking with birds doesn't feel too great, I would imagine. Yeah, see, they're leaving back a blocker for my commander, so this I think works out as good as it's really going to for us. Still not looking great, though. Okay, I'd like to draw kind of anything that's not that, please. Skrelv? No, no. No. Hitting my opponent seems valuable here. I'm gonna hit him here. Unwanted Remake was massive. That was a huge draw. Alright, never mind. Opponent with all the answers. You got it. Chat, 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 chat. I tapped the wrong card. I targeted the wrong card with my thing. I also just binned a card that I might actually want. Okay, I just made a few misplays there. Hopefully Zach being gone when it shouldn't be gone isn't why I lose this game, but that was definitely a huge mistake. That was a colossal mistake. I thought it was Warden. Alright, is this where the fantastic extra turns just come out of nowhere and the game ends on the spot? Oh, maybe not. So... nothing to recommission except Portable Hole, which gets a blocker out of the way, assuming my opponent doesn't have any other... oh wait, it doesn't actually work. Still have to recommission Portable Hole, though. So, now what? Is this a lethal attack? It technically is, so they have to block with the bird, but then we're dead to my opponent swinging back at us? I don't think I have any outs now. Okay, that's kind of an out. You could have just blocked it anyways, so that was a bit interesting. Oh, now they just don't have to block. I see. And we're dead no matter what we do. Alright, yep. Another game, we're just one off. You got it. So it looks like sacking Zach was the reason I lost this game. Yep. Because this had a 1 counter on it, and that's why I lost. I threw the game. I was one off, and there was the 1 damage right there. I threw the game. Click the wrong creature. I don't think there was any valid recommission. No, I don't think there was a better recommission. Wait, did we throw the game? No, we didn't. It's still one off. I lied. It's still one off because the counter Zach had was moved. I still found that 1 damage. I lied. I was still dead there. Alright. I feel less bad. I didn't actually throw the game. We still got that 1 damage. We moved it to Saram, so it got through anyways. Bro, why is it just throwing so many white decks at me? What is going on? This is a green-white deck, so I guess this thing? I would kind of like the blue-red sword. I think there's value in that. I'm not interested in respecting anything at all. I'm just going to cast the sword. We have to make things start to happen, so. And more removal. Look at them get there. Fortunately, I had removal. The White Force of Will. Coming in hot. Yep, look at that. The White Force of Will. Coming in at Mach 10. Undoing... Well, that's a 2 for 2, right? Yeah, it's just a 2 for 2. Cool, alright. Love to see that. Oh, come on. Bro. I already thought I missed, like, I thought I assessed that it was... Wait, no it wasn't. Yes, it was. Oh, why did you have to say that? Yeah, recommissioning Zach was the 1/1 counter I needed. No, it wasn't, because then they could just block with the 2/3. They could just block instead of not blocking. They had a blocker. They chose not to block and went to 1. They had a blocker. I don't know why I'm so tripped up about this. Ha, get wrecked. You were actually wrong. It was not lethal. Stay wrong. Stop trying to find it. Well, it's on the play with the best thing in the game, so whatever. Oh, and then it has that. What am I doing? Acting like I have something to do. Let's get this and the green sword for the trillionth time. Can path our own commander. Is that what we want to do, chat? Want to path our own commander? Alright, your vote can be anything it wants to be. I don't care. Play the sword? Yep. Alright, what is Yorvo doing against this? I don't think I've ever played against Yorvo. Okay. You can draw a card, I guess? We have protection from... I mean, we have a 4/3 Progenitus in play. Just Yorvo again? Alright, looks this is a little bit odd. We're going to very, very quickly kill our opponent here. Don't think Yorvo is going to do much to stop this. Holy lands! Oh my goodness. Look at all the... Oh, we're just mono green now. Chat, we out-ramped the green deck. Look at that. Look at that. Maybe there's like a combo in here that I'm not aware of or something. I feel like that's just not possible, but sure. Moss Viper. Okay. Uh-huh, yeah, sure. Take 11. Oh, wait, maybe more than 11? We're not putting this on Yorvo for some reason. I mean, they're just dead, right? There's nothing they can do. Wait, 6 plus 4. It's actually not lethal. It's not lethal. Oh, alright, they're over it. I mean, it's... I have to find an equipment, which I just have here. Okay, so, yeah, there's lethal here somewhere. But, alright, Yorvo's weird. They had the best thing on the play in the game, and then they did not have Yorvo the next turn. They had this thing, which is also really good for their commander. It's just hardness scales, basically. Shaper's Sanctuary did also actually draw cards there. It drew, I think, 2 cards. This is weird. This is more of a card you put in Finn than I would imagine you put here. It's kind of neat, though. This is also a bit odd. Okay. Neat ideas there. I mean, all of it just gets overshadowed by Utopia Sprawl. You can do whatever you want when you play Utopia Sprawls. it doesn't really matter that much, I guess. Hey, we cast a bunch of soldiers. Look at that. I don't know. I'm gonna click the sleeves first. All right, we'll play a couple more. These games are pretty fast. I've had some interesting ones for sure. I didn't expect any loss to be like close. To just picture most of our games we're just getting trampled over if we're in a losing position. But we've had board states where like thinking actually has come up, and I must admit that's quite surprising. Okay, they don't have the game-ending turn 1 play. That's, I guess, okay. As good as it's going to be. I think I just have to deal with their cards or I'm losing. Well, I got to losing the game if I don't interact. Let's play this. Okay, well, back to losing. They just replaced that card. Do we have Tail's End or something? No. Still just losing. Whatever. Alright, I'm over it. Herp, derp, green. Derp, herp, derp, green. That's all that is. Opponent literally didn't play another colored card. Mono green. Dead and done. I can recast my commander next turn, but what am I really doing? I'm just wasting my time, honestly. So far, the Aether Spark has been awful. Yeah, this shouldn't be in here, I don't think. It's been, like, just not a real card. It also doesn't really do much. Is this Emrakul? Oh. This is one of the coolest sleeves I've ever seen. How do I get this? I want this. This is amazing. How do I get that? Whatever. Black or red? Red. Well, if I actually played it, I'd probably be losing. Or, I'm already winning so much that it's not doing anything, so... No. What does this do? Stuff. So we play... this and swing? Oh, jeez. Everything here is just a nightmare. Alright, well... let's take out the Thrill Seeker. Although taking out Goldhound, I would say, probably has merit as well. I don't know, it gives it lifelink. They are trying to kill me with damage, it's probably worth it. This could be, unironically, the first game Aetherspark might genuinely do something. Although that's not quite looking like the case here. I still cannot use it. Still can't use it, so let's play... oh my goodness. Alright. I cannot swing, because I'll lose the game. Actually, what I can swing, but then I lose access to this. And that could be problematic. I don't know. There's also the argument that they might not trade, and they didn't trade, so I guess swinging actually worked out. Look at us get there. That is not my opponent's commander. Oh, they can still play a land, though. Wow. Sure. Don't think I would have done that. Ever. But they did. Yeah, there's probably just no place for this. It's too much. Wait. Alright, so... well, we got ourselves to this point, and now we're stuck behind 1/1s that are colorless that can block all day. So I don't think it even matters. Can I get trample? No, not really. How am I beating Adam Pakal here? Do I have vigilance? Nope. I don't think I'm beating this. Okay, well. Sure. They gave me the Adam Pakal. Oh, no, they didn't. Their commander is just super lethal. Never mind. Yep. Silly me, chat. Thinking I had things I could do. Yeah, this doesn't do it either. There's nothing I can do. Okay. Yep. The Aetherspark is just terrible. It's just not. This has also been awful, but sometimes it could matter. Like if I had trampled that. Oh no, it wouldn't actually really matter. Wouldn't actually really matter. Double strike. I mean, again, if you have this in play with this, it's like. Bibble's Ring could just be Palantir, I feel. And I don't have to invest mana in this ever if I just run Palantir in this spot instead. I'm never finding it with my commander's ability. Probably could just be Palantir. But it could also just be more removal. I think the removal side of things has been very good. So. Maybe there's like a random... Look at this. This does reanimate my commander, but the first 2 levels are pointless, and the bottom one is 5 mana. Could put Griff's Boon back in. It's not solving any of the issues we've had, though. I don't really like the whitening bolts. I'm not a fan of these. I'm never playing Isolate. These are okay. Not really. This is interesting. Vigilance is nice. It comes back as a thing. Nah, not really. Could run the dog. I guess Humiliate. I don't know, I've been kind of on the fence about it. It's not bad, though. It's not bad. Sure. It's just another protection spell. Yeah, why not? Why not? Buster Sword is definitely the next thing to come out, I think. I haven't actually cast Chrome Mox yet. It's kind of weird. Alright, we'll play like maybe one or two more games. I've had my fill of this for the most part. I like the matchups, though. The matchups haven't been like Vivi all day. So that's pretty cool. It has been a massive wall of green and white decks, though. Like just a huge wall of green and white. An even larger wall of green decks being on the play against me. Okay, yeah. Okay. Green, 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 green. On the play, on the play, on the play. One drop, one drop, one drop. It's like 3 games in a row. Not including the Mardu thing. Lizard. No, is it a lizard? I think it's a lizard or a Vishino thing. Whatever. Both of these is fine. Whatever. Whatever. There was definitely an argument of playing Leather Armor turn 1 instead of what I did there, but it's not what I did, so... Oh, really? It doesn't exist anymore? It just got turned into lizards, well. Yeah, it's a dinosaur, that's it. I knew it was like a confusing one. Or whatever, that's what they did, okay. Alright, well, I have a clock, but my opponent is Sephiroth, so I'm not sure if they even care. Swing first. Dang it, they didn't block, chat. They didn't block. tragic. Cast it for free, right? I do not want that armor. Alright, well, that was phenomenal. Giver's okay. This not so much. Yeah, keep Giver. Alright, no Sephiroth for you. I'm going to go ahead and assume Esper Sentinel's not doing anything. They get the Symmetrical Edict, so Giver of Runes has some play against that, I guess. I want to play one of these now, I think. Actually, I could just play this. Yeah, why do I care about these? Hold on. I don't actually care about those, I lied. Let's kill the tokens, or at least one of them. Portable Hole is actually okay, but no, Bitter Blossom is not something I'm interested in dealing with. Halvar is unnecessary. Do you have 2 Edict effects? They can sack their commander, and they probably will. We're presenting the questions, my opponent needs the answers. They are not alive anymore if I untap with my commander, so they're gonna need it. They do not have it. That's pretty cool. I've never seen this ever work. Cool. Like it. This is the first time I've ever seen Spymaster's Vault do anything ever. I'm down with it. Alright. Yeah, they're just dead. They're dead on board, right? This is 4, 6... No, they're not dead on board. I actually did need more damage, which we had with the boots. So they were dead. Yeah, we had ward for this game, but it's another game where, like, protection from black is, like, lights out, right? I don't need ward. They did not sack their commander, which would have given its text box back. Forge anew has also been useless. Could probably shave that as well. Still think Goldvein is hilariously useful. If I was going to be really... I think I have to... I don't know, the list I upload is not going to have Buster Sword in it. I'm taking it out. It's not going to matter. Could probably take out SRAM at this point. Well, SRAM is also Aura's, right? Okay, SRAM is also auras, so I actually still like it. We have like aura-based removal, aura-based nonsense going on. It's okay. It could just be a good card instead, though, like, you know, some hyper-efficient nonsense. No, we've hit people with this. There were 2 games I hit someone with this, and it was solid. Now, you could say maybe that's not necessary, because I'm hitting my opponent with Cloud, and this is probably not what I tutored for, and I'm hitting my opponent, so, like, why do I care? But I think the treasures are okay. This is most definitely not a necessary card, though. It is just cheap enough that I think it's okay. You could just put the goofy flying equipment in that spot, and then you suddenly have flying. Yay! Now you have flying. Blind Obedience, too much mana, I think. I do like the tapped thing on my opponent's creatures sometimes, although I'm kind of just not really caring what my opponent's doing in terms of that. The ward equipment would be nice too. Like this thing, I'm still actually somewhat interested in. Yeah, Reprieve is cool. Reprieve is cool. I actually was supposed to put Reprieve in here to start with, and then I just wound up not doing that. This is technically Ward 4. This is a neat card with Cloud. I don't know, I'm feeling that one. I'm sure there's something that's worse than Reprieve in here. This has still yet to do anything. I mean, I do like this card. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. There will be games where it comes up and it's the reason you won. We just didn't see any of those. All right, I think I'm just done. I've played enough of this. It's all. All right. Well, yeah, we've played enough of this. I still have to shave a card though. Halvar was fine. You know what? I don't think Leyline Axe is actually that great. Like, now if you do put it in play. Okay, yeah. If you put Leyline Axe in play, turn 0, and then you cast Cloud, you're probably still in every game ever, barring, I guess, playing against Ujin or something. You're just going to get a sword to dodge your opponent's colors, and then you're going to hit them with the Cloud. With the protection, build your own Progenitus, basically. And some matchups, that's lights out completely. Right? And by the time you cast your commander turn 2, and then the next turn, you could have 3 mana and put this onto your commander, but most of the time you're probably not going to do that. You're just going to play this, or you're going to leave up removal, interaction, or combat tricks. So this doesn't. I don't like this card in any deck ever. I see it mostly in Kotus. It's kind of actually the only place I see this. I do not like it in Kotus. I do not like it here. So it doesn't fit into the thing that you basically have to do every single game, which is play this either on turn 2 with some kind of reanimate spell, or you can maybe read the matchup and it's okay to just play this on turn 2 and it's not going to die. Or you play it on turn 3 with protection spells, right? Or you play it on turn 2 with a reanimate spell, so you can reanimate it on turn 3. Those are your options, right? There's not really much else you're ever getting away with this. Like, if you're against some sort of Grixis, Kefka nonsense, you're not just playing this on turn 2 with no recourse. That's not realistic. I will say the ward equipment, like leather armor, wound up being phenomenal, which I didn't think it was going to be, but it's actually ward 2. It's not ward 1, because it triggers twice. That is funny. And it's equip 0, so playing it on turn 1, if your opponent doesn't leave up interaction, whoop, it goes right on. And that is scary. I like this a lot. I didn't play with it just now, but I do like this. Golden Vein pick is definitely a ton of mana, but you could argue that there's not a lot of merit in, like, you're never tutoring for it. So the games you have it, it's nice. The treasure is valuable, right? The equip cost is only 1. You get 2 treasures when you hit someone. That adds up. You can leave up more interaction, more removal. You can maybe even put another equipment on your commander with the treasures. You can literally recast your commander if it dies with a bunch of treasure. It's a way to, like, come back. So I actually kind of like this card. It does a bunch of weird things, but it doesn't do any one thing too well. There's, like, flying equipment you could run. I don't imagine you're ever tutoring for a flying equipment. You're always tutoring for a protection sword. I do not like Sword of Spaghetti and Noodles. Where is it? This thing? I don't like this. Protection from blue is not... It doesn't matter. We actually already have protection from blue, from the blue-black one. And we already have protection from green. So, like, this one doesn't... It doesn't... Making 2 2/2s is, like, why? And milling your opponent, was it for 10? Yeah, they mill 10, so they mill 20? Most of the time, they might actually be thankful that you... Most decks are totally okay with milling. Unless you're one-shotting your opponent, putting cards in your opponent's graveyard is not the greatest thing to do, so... This, I mean, I like the colors. It's pretty, you know, it's a pretty-looking thing. It looks nice, but it's not real. Then there's this one. I don't own it. Protection from instants is actually pretty nice. Sorceries, you don't really care that much. This does make it so you can't target it with your own instant speed protection spells, right? And this doesn't solve the issue of white cards still slamming into me over and over. So, like, Source of Plowshares and Journey to Nowhere O-Ring effects. This doesn't stop enchantment-based removal. It does stop swords, though, in all fairness. The attack trigger is cool, but if you don't own this, I wouldn't recommend crafting it for Cloud. So, oh yeah, the Buster Sword. This sucks. This doesn't really work at all, in my opinion. Now, I did have it in here, and I forced myself to do the thing at least once before I took it out. Like, oh, you know, it's the card to play with Cloud. Why would you not play it? It's Cloud's Sword. It has a really good ability. It does. But it costs 3 mana, and then it costs 2 mana to equip, and doesn't let Cloud swing. It suddenly, what is it, a 5, +3/+2? So you have 3 toughness? Like, no, it is always better to get protection from your opponent's board than it is to sometimes get value from... I said the Buster Sword's equipability is actually pretty good, but honestly, it isn't even that great anyways, even if you do make contact with Buster Sword. Triggering it twice actually isn't really that amazing. The text box on it really isn't that great. I would say the sword effects are on par with the Buster Sword anyways, and you get the added benefit that you can't be blocked. So you don't have to worry about the wall of things in front of you that you can't swing through because you don't have protection, like you probably want every single game because it's a busted mechanic. It's a very, very, very strong keyword to do that. What else? Yeah, an issue was, like, when I think I did hit 2 people. There might have just been 1 with Buster Sword. And most of the things I hit weren't even that amazing. Right? Like, oh, it's a protection spell. Oh, it's another removal spell that I can't really use anyways because I had to cast removal spell to hit them in the first place, so they don't have any creatures. Another equipment off of the Buster Sword. Like, I don't know. Buster Sword, the text box wasn't actually that good. These are always just better. Yeah, most games, you expect basically every single game. This would be the power of if, what is it called? Stoneforge Mystic was a legendary. The primary thing it's going to get most games is probably an equipment that gives it protection. It would probably also like the living weapons, sort of like Cauldra would be nice, maybe, or Batterskull. Nah, no, maybe not Batterskull. I gotta stop hitting my desk. Maybe not Batterskull, but yeah, I don't like Stoneforge Mystic. If you were running Stoneforge Mystic, you could yes, Nettle Cyst requires so many artifacts. Playing a 5/5 Nettle Cyst is like no one cares that you have a 5/5. So that would have to complement another scary equipment, which would then shave the clock a lot. But that's not my first target with a Stoneforge. But yeah, I'm not running Stoneforge. I wouldn't really recommend it. The only reason I would run it is if you're interested in playing expensive and scary equipment that you could Stoneforge into play, right? So you could have Stoneforge games where these giant scary equipment are nice and cool and your opponent might care, but like this isn't realistic. It's not ever entering and equipping in any meaningful way. Same with this thing. Yeah, if the equip cost is too high and you start to rely on those weird cards that move equipment for free outside of Sigarda's Aid, I think Kemba's one of them. They're not really useful. I don't like them. You have to win the game, right? You can't just like play these cards and then do stuff and expect your opponent to A, not counter pressure you, and B, not interact. You have to actually like win the game, and things that cost more than like 3 don't do that. Witch Enchanter was never played as a naturalize. Oh, disenchant, excuse me. It was never played as a disenchant, so I think it's free enough. I don't think paying 3 life is ever an issue. Actually, I was running 41 lands. I added a land and never ended up taking it back out, and that was because I need 3 mana every game. And the additional lands beyond that feel kind of bad, but I do need to hit 3 lands. You could probably shave 1 or 2 lands, right? The curve is at, look at the curve. The curve it's insanely low. But I was never mana flooded, and I will say beyond the 3rd land, it did feel fine to continuously play lands, but you do want at least 3 lands every game. You're not really winning without at least 3 lands. So you want 3 of them. Chrome Mox and Mox Amber, like it's definitely, you could definitely shave 1 or 2 lands, I think. I just didn't want to bump into those pain points. Having 3 mana is nice. Like if you cast a sword on turn 3, this was a problem. Because I wasn't leaving up a spell when I cast this. Like I cast this turn 2, I cast this turn 3, pass the turn, I don't have any mana up. And if your opponent kills this and you don't have a way to reanimate it, you just kind of lose, like almost instantly. So I would say sometimes you probably want 4 mana, actually not 3, because of that line, which happens. Unless you have like a reanimate spell to, grab this from the graveyard. Or it has like a bunch of ward on it already at this point, which I think from that could really only be leather armor, because the rest of your mana has been dedicated to these in the first few turns. What was it? Helm of the Host, it doesn't, it's not real. Same with the cheaper one, which was Aether Spark, was also not doing anything. Hitting your opponent twice with Aether Spark equip is cool, but I never tutor for it, and if I ever have it, hitting my opponent with it is like, okay, you draw 2 cards with it, you maybe put a counter here, which the counter doesn't really ever matter. It's like you draw 2 cards a turn from Aether Spark, but you had to play and connect Aetherspark to do that, and that's like a 4 mana investment. Doesn't give you evasion or protection. It doesn't even give you trample. No flying. It's just not. It's not the second equipment I'm tutoring for, and it's probably not even the third. If this kept dying in the same game, it's not like equip number 2 or 3. It costs too much mana and gets in the way of what I'm trying to do, which is make this very difficult to deal with so I can actually hit my opponent in the first place. There's a ton of equipment in the game that are amazing when you're hitting your opponent, right? Like, oh, why aren't you playing the 50th or like the 50th, 53rd something that is great to connect on here and swing? Look at all the value. Look how awesome all these things are that you're doing. Well, yeah, but you have to do that, right? It's the same argument with VV. Oh, look at VV. Look, why, I got a bunch of comments saying I played like all these cards in VV that I should there's a bunch of cards I didn't play that I should have. But they don't exist unless VV is in play and you untap with it. Or you have Chromox every single game. So it's the same here. It's like, why don't you playing the 10 win more equipment that just win the game really decisively when you're actually hitting your opponent? Well, it's because I have to get to that point, and that point is extremely difficult. This is Historic Brawl. People are vomiting lightning bolts, dark rituals, mana drains, Swords to Plowshares. I saw more Path to Exile Exiles today than I have seen in the past 2 months combined. I don't know what it was, but everyone was ready with Path to Exile. And generic white removal was also an issue because there's no white protection sword in Magic Arena, which was a notable pain point, let me tell you. If white removal is something you detest and you don't like playing against it, I can't recommend this, because there's no way to dodge that. There's the hexproof from monoed colored equipment, which I took out because it cost so much mana to equip. It's and I'm never really getting this. It doesn't help you hit your opponent, but it does help you keep your commander. So it's a little awkward, but it does give you hexproof from O-rings and swords and stuff. It doesn't really give you them in time anyways, because a lot of the white removal is kind of, or the hyper efficient ones is 1 and 2 mana and is at instant speed. So even if you did have Sword of War and Peace, you would still get kind of beat up by the cheap white removal. And again, I saw Path to Exile everywhere. That was kind of interesting. I would say Path to Exile is not the worst, though, right? When you're hit with Path, you can actually recast your commander and survive, right? But the rest of the white removal that exiles is a nightmare, because then your reanimate spells don't work because they got exiled. It's not in your graveyard. And those were definitely really, really annoying. Like Solitude from the opponent is a nightmare, I will say. And yeah, so you don't need a lot of equipment at all, really. You're not trying to play multiple equipment ever, really. Beyond, let's say, at least the second equipment. If the game hasn't ended and this has 2 equipment on it, and those equipment are any kinds of reasonably scary, you're probably never winning, right? The game is getting rather close to its conclusion. SRAM was okay. The equipment count got cut down to about a third of where we started, or just very few equipment now from where we started, which makes sense with any kind of toolbox style strategy. I'm not interested in having a bunch of other creatures that are worth putting equipment on and going wide. That does not seem like it's helping me here. This seems a lot more like a Voltron strategy, like SRAM, actually, if SRAM was in the command zone, or Light Paws, or whatever the 5 Killian, or all the other ones I talked about in the intro there. But the auras that we had were fine, right? Sheltered by Ghosts triggers SRAM. It's also a removal spell, right? It's kind of like build your own cryptic command, really, with SRAM. So I think there's enough cards still for this card that I didn't feel bad about having it in here. But I could have definitely removed more equipment. Even the few, like Celestial Armor, not once came up. It's a lot of mana for this to be your like protection spell, especially when it matters in the first like 3 or 4 turns. If you're trying to move an equipment here, this isn't going to help you do that because it costs 3, and you're not able to keep this up while also investing 2 mana to move this here, right? Until like what, turn 5 or whatever, unless you have a Mox. So this probably wasn't necessary. I don't think I like this too much. I think Mithril Plate is kind of in the same ballpark. Or Mithril... what was it called? Mithril Coat. It's like the same thing, honestly. Like, I saw this and said I didn't want it, so it kind of falls in the same department. I guess this one is slightly better. It's better for the turn you cast it. I guess you get flying. I don't know. I didn't like this. The flash side of it wasn't great. So, yeah, I didn't like it. Forge Anew struggled heavily to do anything. But I don't think that's Forge Anew's fault. I think it's still worth it. There are games where it can win the game. I did like Warden. I did. Now that I've taken out so many equipment, and I'm not expecting to... Oh, that's not even true, though. Because it doesn't matter how many... I could have 25 equipment in my deck. Them being in play, the number in play in any given game wouldn't change. So that actually wouldn't change anything about this. I'm still having the same equipment count as the game proceeds with Warden. I don't know. This is cool, though. I like what this did. There was one game where this was very scary for the opponent, and they couldn't answer it. I still ended up losing because it wasn't fast enough, right? This card was still too slow. You can't tap Cloud, assuming you're going to swing with it. So it was hard to ever get that to matter, but there are scenarios that I'm sure it would. You also really don't want to tap Skrelv or Giver runes to your to that card either. But tapping equipment is pretty nice. It can tap itself too, right? So it's not like it's going to swing anytime soon. If I run the dog, I had Zach in here. If I ran the dog, it's another card that's good with it. Where are you? This thing, Resolute Watchdog. You can just tap this and be fine. This probably could have just been in here. I mean, all of this effect was great, right? I mean, all of them are great. Maybe even this, right? It's just 2 mana protection. It's okay. It's not bad. I liked it. Oh yeah, Al Sayed. Oh wait, that's already in here. Yep, that's another one. The Brave the Sands wound up not doing anything. Trying to think. No, this didn't really do much. The ability to block a ton of stuff. Like, if this is in play and you have a protection sword and your opponent can't interact with Cloud, you're winning. So vigilance probably doesn't matter. It can matter. It can. But it probably doesn't if you have protection from your opponent's entire face and you're just swinging with a sword. It will kill them rather quickly. Like if it's a red deck and you have Sword of Fire and Ice, you get 2 shocks every time it hits them. So it's like shock and shock. And then you're like, hey, I just sort of dealt with your creatures without vigilance by shocking them against, like, say, a mono red deck. But if you're against, I guess, mono green, and they have a bunch of creatures, and they also don't have trample, you could play this and block, right? It stops certain issues. If your opponent has, like, Curiosity effects or Ragavan, although Ragavan at this point of the game probably doesn't matter anymore, but let's say they do have Ragavan. There are some scenarios where blocking does matter even if you already have protection, right? And blocking 2 creatures is probably completely stonewalling your opponent. So this has value. Yeah, Shadow Spear. Someone in the chat saying Shadow Spear. Sure. You could do that too. Lifelink is fine. I don't feel as though no, there were I think two games. There were two games where if I had lifelink, I would have won. So gaining life does have value, but I also would have won if this was in play all the same, technically, in those two games. Because I would have been able to block everything ever, and they couldn't do anything. But, yeah, it goes either way. I don't think we're ever tutoring for Shadow Spear, so you have to find it. And there are some ways to do that, right? But reliable lifelink is not on any good equipment that I'm looking to play really quickly. So lifelink isn't reliable. But yes, this card spot could be that. But so could Gold Vein pick. This could just be Shadow Spear. Like I don't know. I wasn't playing Shadow Spear, but I guess you could. Trample would have come up a couple times. Right? This doesn't get trample? Yeah. Trample would have mattered a few times, but again, you have protection, so who cares? But it's okay. It's alright. It's a 1 minute card. You're never upset with that, right? But I like this. It was more successful than I thought it would be. So that's cool. I can actually recommend this. I went in thinking this was impossible. There was no way I was ever hitting anybody with this. But I did actually hit people. I even won against on the play Utopia Sprawl enjoyers that just blitz past you and start doing big scary things. I even beat stuff like that. Very surprising. I like that. That's cool. Yeah. So can recommend. The design is cool too. What does a Stoneforge Mystic in the command zone look like? And I guess it looks like this. That's pretty neat. I like it way more than Danitha. The 5-minute Danitha. I don't think the 3-minute one does really anything. So, yeah, I like it. So, that's that. Let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.